taking whose help, whose modus operandi is being served here? Who is the real player and who is being backed? How do we understand? Is the US leading it? It's Israel leading US? Which whose objective is more powerful or intent is more powerful and being led by the other and taken into the space?
I think the Israelis are leading. They are doing the strategy. They're doing the long-term planning. They cannot fight Iran on their own, so they needed the U.S. government to help them, and they convinced Trump that this is going to be very good for the United States. They told Trump that you can take over Iranian oil, and he has been saying that in the interview he had with the
Yes.
Financial Times. He said he wants to take over Iranian oil. The next day, a reporter asked him, "Why would you want to take Iranian oil?" And he said that he's a businessman and he
Yes.
wants to make money. So Netanyahu told Trump, it seems, that this is going to be a short war. Uh, this is what Trump said, that he thought it would take 3 days. That was not accurate. I think Trump is having doubts about following Netanyahu in this illegal war on Iran. But overall, I think this is Israeli planning, and they found a president in the United States that's actually doing Israel first instead of America first.
But do you think it is as it is that really somebody like Trump could be easily influenced and made to believe that it is going to be good for you? Or you think there is something more to read behind the scene, which is the
It
true picture?
it could be more. We know that Trump is worried about the Epstein files. He fired
Yes.
the U.S. Uh, Attorney General because she was planning to release the rest of the files. I think Mossad has some videos on Trump doing something very ugly,
Hmm, hmm,
uh,
hmm, hmm.
and so that may be part of it. We have had the Israeli influence in the White House. We have had the Israeli lobby for a long time, but
Yes.
this is something more than normal. We had Joseph Kent, the
Hmm,
high-ranking
hmm.
Trump administration official, who resigned a few weeks ago, saying that this is due to Israeli lobby influence. I agree, but why would Trump uh, commit so much to Israel in this manner? This is something to be investigated as we go forward. It could do something with the Epstein files.
You've been saying that the attacks are not sudden. It was quite in the knowledge of since a year or more. It might be in the lens of economic issues and all. How much was Iran prepared or was in complete, out of thought mode that it never thought this kind of situation could erupt suddenly? Or was there a plan B also from Iran side that this kind of situation could creep in? But the kind of moves they were making, you had got the pattern right. So you kind of gaze that this might happen, sudden attack on, because in January it happened, last year June it happened, and then you saw the way Israel moved on to Gaza. The pattern was repeated over here. So how did this miss out on the part of the Iran to not expect, or was it expected and they're well prepared to take on to the defense mode right now?
After the Israelis started the genocide in Gaza,
Yeah.
a lot of people here realized that sooner or later Israel will attack.
So it was in the
So we
thought.
Yeah, so we had the Iranian military preparing. We have all these factories underground making these
Yes.
ballistic missiles, making drones. So there was a military preparation, and since Iran was not interested in war, we had very extensive diplomatic efforts trying to avoid war. That's why whenever the other side talked about or was available for negotiations, Iran was also available. Iran was attacked once in the middle of negotiations in June last year, and then again in February, again in the middle of negotiations. So the idea was maybe we can avoid war. We had the Omani foreign minister. I don't know if you saw his interview with
Yes. Yes.
CBS News right before the war, saying that a diplomatic solution was available within 24 hours. But U.S. wanted to start the war help Israel create hegemony in this part of the world. And they were not interested in a diplomatic solution. So it was a two-track approach, a diplomatic approach, trying to avoid war, and then being prepared for war if war
Yes.
was imposed on Iran. So that's why you see after 40 days of attacks, Iran was able to fight back, and Iran can fight back for many months to come. Iran is fighting for Iran. Iran is also fighting for the civilized world. You cannot have someone like Trump kidnapping different countries, president attacking countries, killing leaders, killing civilians, wanting to take over resources of other countries. This was 19th century. India has a very long and proud history of fighting against colonialism.
Yes.
So we remember colonialism, but this was many years ago. We have this
Yes.
new move towards colonialism with rulers of these Western countries talking about taking over other countries' resources. That should not be tolerated by the civilized world. He doesn't like BRICS, so he doesn't like countries that are members of BRICS. He wants to break BRICS if he can. One aim that they have is that by creating a hegemony in this part of the world, they want to have leverage against large competitors, countries like India.
Yes.
As you know, the forecast is that India will become the second economy in the world, and this is in about 20 years, and then US would become third. So
Oh my
India
God.
would actually take
It
over
will
US in
supersede
terms of
US. It will fall back from being the superpower to almost the third economy then.